Hey there! Imagine this. You take a Pilot Custom 823, you add 23, what do you get? 845. That's this, the Pilot Custom 845. This is not the Urushi. This is the normal Pilot Custom 845. It seems very difficult to get now. I was looking online and I couldn't find it anywhere, but this one was lent to me by my main man Murray. So if you want one, contact him. The Urushi model is much more expensive because it's Urushi, and I think it's a North America exclusive, I want to say. The Goulets carry it, look there. I thought it would be fun to have a look at this pen. Murray lent it to me. I'm going to cover the parts of the pen. I'll do a writing sample. I'll tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Let's get started. Let's talk about the Pilot Custom 845, and I'm just taking a sip. So this is not the $900 Urushi version. This version is about $440 on eBay. I've seen. It has a Con 70 converter, which I will show you. These have 18 karat number 15 nibs. This one is medium. They come in different nib grades. Number 15 does not mean that the that the feed diameter is 15 millimeters, because that would be huge. But Pilot uses a proprietary numbering system. So this is their number 15 nib. I'll show you in a second. There are different versions available. There's even one made of wood, I think, which is quite attractive. Let's look at the parts of the pen. I can't show you the box because I don't have it. Many of these pens come with a bottle of ink. I don't know if that's the case with the 845, but I assume it is. But I'm not 100% sure. I should have checked that and I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I'm not perfect. Now, finial, quite attractive. I should really show you this pen next to a Pilot Metropolitan though, and I'm sorry I didn't. So, a bit bigger, right? Nice size, I think, for a lot of people. A lot of gold, right? Black and gold, traditional combination, very classic looking. The traditional Pilot clip, which does have Pilot on there, as well as that big ball. They're usually quite stiff, but because of that ball, they slip into pen cases and such pretty easily. 3 stars, custom 845, Pilot made in Japan. I never fully understood what makes them custom, because you can't customize them. But that's just me. Then there is the barrel, bulges out a little bit in the middle and then tapers down. And there seems to be a bit of a rib on this ring there, which I assume is there so they post very securely. And when you post it, you do have a fairly nicely sized pen. And I had a little bit of an ink accident there, so let me just take that off. Towel and tissue is always at hand here at B.R.E. Brown Studios. So a somewhat larger pen, posted and even unposted. It's not a small pen. The number 15 nib is a two-tone nib. It's very attractive. It does say Pilot. It does have M for medium, and it has a 15 on it. Again, that's their numbering system. The section tapers down, flares out ever so slightly. Plastic feed, and the Pilot nibs are always they're kind of nice in shape. I like that they seem to flare out towards the shoulders and then kind of cut back quite sharply. I always think it's quite a nice look. Unscrewing the barrel, you see the Con 70 converter, a larger converter with a button that you push. So you put this in the ink, you push that, and with every push it pumps up ink. I have not looked up the actual ink capacity online, but I mean, just look at it and then realize that a lot of this in there is ink. So good capacity converters, I would say. And feel free to chime in and tell me what the ink capacity really is. I think that's kind of what I have to show of the pen. I think what we should do next is see how it writes. So, see what we can accomplish here. We have a Pilot custom 845. This is a medium nib. Remember, Japanese nibs typically a grade finer than Western nibs, so Japanese medium is kind of Western fine. And then we have a Wasserman Blue. There we go. Fast writing, it's hideous, but the feed keeps up very well. It's a nice pen, really quite wet, so I think that is, to me, is very pleasant to use. Line variation, as always, very careful. This is not a flex nib, but there is a bit of line variation to squeeze out. Again, very careful, at your own risk. It's not a flex nib. What about reverse writing? Not really possible. As you can see, it runs very, very dry and you can't really read back the writing. Fun pen, classic design, pleasant to use. Let's talk about likes and dislikes. What do I like? What do I not like about the Pilot Custom 845? There's some things I like. It's a classic looking pen and it has a nice nib. I like the Con 70 converters because they are high capacity converters that suck up a good amount of ink, and that's really nice. Good ink capacity. Black and gold, classic combination. I think it looks pretty good. It's a nice writer, and that matters. As I have said before, Pilot nibs are not my favorite Japanese nibs. I like the Sailor nibs a little better, but that's just a matter of preference. That has nothing to do with the particular pen. Are there any things I don't like about it? Well, I find these. So remember, this is not the Urushi, because the 845 Urushi is about $900 on a lot of websites, like Goulet Pens, I saw them. On eBay, these, which are not Urushi, go for about $440 US. I think that was coming from Japan. I find that fairly expensive for what it is. Cartridge converter filled pen, nothing wrong with a good converter, especially if it has a nice capacity. It's easy to clean as well, but at $440, I start to get to a point where I would like to see something like a piston filler. And then someone's going to say, but you have pens that are more expensive than not piston. Yes, I know. I'm not saying it is a must, I'm just saying that's kind of the point where I start to expect it. So I find it expensive for what it is. And that's pretty much it. I can't say it's not comfortable, I can't say it's not reliable, because it is all these things. It is comfortable, it's reliable, it's well made. That's great. It's just, Pilot really isn't my brand. People have preferences, that's one of mine. It's not my brand, that's all, and that's it. I hope this was useful. Thank you to Murray for lending me the pen, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye.